Hacking weapons is one of the strongest tactics in the game. Let's take a look at a few different ways that you can use it. Now, the first thing to consider is that hacking weapons reverse charges the weapon. So you can see here we've built up a little bit of charge, and if we hack right now, at first we're going to drain that charge. But then it drains to nothing and it can't go any lower than nothing. So by doing this, we're not really getting the full value out of our hack. Let's wait and see how long it takes this burst laser to charge here. It's going to be 10 seconds, plus a bit because there was a delay from the travel time. Okay, so we've got about 25 seconds. Base time is 12 seconds, so 13 seconds delay roughly. Now, if we wait longer this time, wait until the burst laser 2 has 10 seconds or more of charge, then we can get more value out of our hack. Because we will be reverse charging it for the full period, it's not going to bottom out. And just wait and see. So by doing this, we delay it by a full 20 seconds in the case of a level 3 hack. Level 3 is 10 seconds, level 2 is 7, and level 1 is 4. There you go, firing at 32 seconds, so that's 20 seconds delayed. Often the best tactic is just to hack weapons before they fire so that you get the first shot. And in this case, they have an Artemis and a mini beam. If I don't use my hacking, then I'm actually not going to be able to take down the Artemis for sure, because by the time I fire on their weapons, the mini beam has less charge. It's a slower weapon, and they're preferentially going to take down that weapon. And now we need to deal another damage to them before the Artemis comes offline. Quite often when enemies have a 3-power weapon set up like this, the weapon that you want to take offline is the 2-power weapon. And the way that the priority works is a bit weird. It's not guaranteed. But it's more likely to take down this weapon if they have equal charge than this weapon. So most likely this Artemis is going down. That won't happen all the time. You could instead wait for it to fire and then hack. But then in this case you might get hit in the weapons with an Artemis. So most likely I'd do this. One tactic you can use with hacking is to desynchronize the enemy weapons. In this case we have a heavy laser and a basic laser, and their initial volley is actually dangerous unless we hack, and then they can't hit us at all. And in fact you can use this as a training ship if you want to now. These weapons are never going to be able to damage us even with one shield. It'll take them a while to sync back up again, and by that time your hacking is ready. So even now they're not synced and our hacking is up. Desynchronizing can be particularly good if a volley is very scary from the enemy. In this case, if we don't have hacking, this volley could be quite bad. The flak times out well with the heavy laser 2, and we can eat 2 heavy laser 2 shots. One tactic you could use here is to hack immediately just to delay their weapons, and then if you manage to hit your shots, then you're going to take a weapon offline. But say with these dual lasers here, you could easily miss a shot and then you're getting smacked by a heavy laser 2. So a safer tactic is to let the flak fire. By itself it can't do that much damage to us. And then once you've hacked, their weapons are desynchronized for some time, and you're unlikely to be eating any of those heavy lasers. The shields are back up even for the flak, and so on. Most of the time it doesn't matter if you wait a bit longer than necessary before activating your hack, because you'll still get the full value out of it. But there are times that it does. So in this case, all we're doing is making sure we have enough charge to use up our hack and not bottom out, so we get the full value. And then let's wait and see what happens. I'm going to speed hack it. So we did get a 20-second delay, and the breach missile is now firing. This breach missile is a bit of an interesting case here though, because it has a cooldown of 22 seconds, which is longer than the 20-second cooldown on your hack. I'm going to let the laser fire and then hack shortly afterwards, so that's about 10 seconds. Waiting 10 seconds means I get the full value out of this reverse charging. It didn't quite bottom out there. And then let's just speed it up a bit. And you can see it's just about to fire. I get to hack it again. So instead of delaying the first breach missile by 20 seconds, I delayed it by 40 seconds. It's taking over a minute to fire the first missile. And that would apply to any weapon that has a cooldown of longer than 20 seconds. But we can get even sneakier still if we want to. What I'm going to do here is split the burst laser 2. I'm going to wait until the bar is full, and then pause very carefully until the weapon lights up green. Okay, I think I might have just overrun it, but let's see. Hack now, and it fires 2 shots. We've actually split the shots, and the next one is 1. The earlier you hack it, the more likely it is to shoot just the first shot. It is a bit more difficult with something like a heavy laser 2 here that has only 2 shots. I don't think this tactic works 100% of the time, even if you pause perfectly, or maybe it's down to a single frame, I don't know. But it's something you can try. I'm going to try to be quite precise here. Okay. 1 shot, and then the next one will be a single shot. Naturally, a burst laser 3 is a really good candidate for this tactic. It's a bit tricky to determine how many shots it will actually fire. I think in practice you're probably best off hacking as soon as you see it turn green. Like so. It might just fire 1 shot, but at least you've delayed the volley. Okay, that's 3, that's pretty good. The tighter you are with the pausing and getting it on the earliest possible green frame, I think the more likely it is that it's going to fire just 1 shot or just 2 shots. Okay. Just 1 shot. And that's about it for weapons hacking. So the tactics you can use here are desynchronizing enemy volleys, getting the most value out of your hacking by waiting until the enemy weapons have enough charge in them to drain and not bottom out, hacking early enough so you get 2 rounds of hacking against 20-second plus weapons, hacking before any enemy weapons fire so that you are more likely to take offline the weapon in slot 1, and splitting the volley of a multi-shot weapon.